All right, so today it's going to be a fun one. Now, I don't know why I never did a video about Facebook ads. And reality is that if you've been following me for a while, you know that before our trend started this side of the business where we help agencies, coaches, and consultants scale their businesses from with our programs in our mastermind. Before that we were just a full-fledged marketing agency, like advertising agency. We work with multi-million-dollar brands, from e-com brands to local lead gen, and we still have a good amount of clients that we work with consistently. And not only that, but actually we are meta business partners, so we get access to the latest features, to some of what's happening in the ecosystem. And by the way, if you want me to give like a full breakdown on how the more like technical stuff works, like the audiences, how to set up the different type of campaigns, different type of objectives, how to do bid strategies and all that, leave a comment below. More than happy to do a couple of videos about that. But today I want to give you a quick and easy guide to launch your first lead gen campaign, direct response lead gen campaign, profitably. Okay, so stick with me until the end, because I will show you exactly how I would launch it. Now, the first thing to address here is that we have campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Okay, these are the three levels within the ads manager. And on a campaign level, you can decide mostly the objective of the campaign. So the way I do it is one campaign per business objective. Okay, one campaign per business objective. Then on the ad set level, you set all the targeting and placements. So it's where you make all the adjustments when it comes to your audience. And then the ads level is when you make all the decisions when it comes to the ad creative and the copy. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started with it. Now, this is a training account, so don't bother with what's here. We just use this for different things. Now, the first thing to create a campaign, you just go to your adsmanager.facebook.com//ads manager. We'll log into it, and then you click here, create. Now, when you see this, you see if you have auction and reservation. Don't worry about this, at least today. And you have 6 different objectives: awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, app promotion, and sales. Awareness is exactly what it means. So anything to reach a wider audience. Like, think about Coca-Cola. When they want people to remember, they want people to see their name, their brand, right? Traffic, when you want to drive a lot of traffic to a specific place. And even though whether it's with sales or with purchases or with leads, you want to drive traffic, it's a different intent. This is the traffic it's not conversion intent traffic, right? It's more information based traffic. Then you have engagement, people to engage with your ads or with your videos or other call to actions, which is you want people to engage. It doesn't mean that they will convert. Then you have leads, which is what we'll use today. Exactly what it means. You want to generate leads, you'll use the leads objective. App promotion, if you have an app. In sales, if you want to drive sales from your online business, right, or from your online store. Now, today, as I said, we'll run with leads, and you have a couple options: instant forms, Messenger and Instagram, conversions, and calls. You have 2 ways to do this, because what you want with leads, and let's define leads first. Leads is someone you can contact, right? So all you're trying to do is get a user's contact information. What type of information? It's up to you. So let's go with leads. And here it will prompt you with 2 options. 1, tailored ads, campaigns. This is for beginners. I don't know even for who this is, to be honest. Like, I never do this. Always go with manual leads campaign. Now, once this creates the campaign, you'll see here the 3 stages, right? Campaign level, ad set level, and ad. On the campaign level, usually I use our initials, AT, Alpha Trend. Then today I will call it direct response YouTube video funnel, and I will do CBO. Usually let's do ABO instead, and I will explain what it means. So here, special categories. If you're running anything like credit, employment, housing, make sure to list them here. If not, all good. A/B tests, you don't need it for now. And ABO or CBO is just like a name that people in the industry use to say, okay, if I turn this on, I can set the budget on the campaign level. So let's say that I have different audiences, like I'm targeting different states of the US and I want to separate them for some reason. And you will see that, okay, I can set the budget of $20 a day, and Facebook will do the work of deciding where he wants to allocate the money. Now, this is what we call campaign budget optimization. Now it's called Advantage Campaign Budget. So, but because it's changed the name convention a couple months ago. Now, if you turn this off, you will get the same option, but on an ad set level. So you can set, for example, target New York at $20 a day, and you can target, I don't know, Los Angeles at $10 a day. You see what I mean? So, and this is not only on a state level. You can do this like for different audiences in general, same locations, but different age or interests. But I'll get to that in a minute. So I will keep it ABO. Next. Now you will see the ad set level. So here, usually I like to give it a name, like the initials of the country, because that I'm targeting, US. I give it a name 01, because usually we do a bunch of testing. Then you can, here, as you see, you can decide if you want to do instant forms or websites. What's the difference? Website is the traditional landing page. Usually you can do whatever you want, but you just direct them to a different link or URL, and there is where the conversion will happen. So very common in the lead gen space. Instant forms is something that's native to the platform, where it kind of auto-populates your information into a very standard form, and then when people click, they just move forward with it. So it's just a way you can collect the same amount of information, but instead of sending them to a bespoke experience, it's something that's native to the platform. So obviously Facebook will always push this, and most of the times we'll get a cheaper cost per lead using instant forms. Messenger, you can convert leads by starting messenger chats, instant forms, and messenger chats, which is a blend between both. Instagram, starting conversations on Instagram, calls, and app. Now, traditionally, if you are, let's say that you are running, you're running for any type of coaching business, local lead gen, whatever, you can use instant forms or websites most of the times. When do you choose one or the other? For me, it's like if you are good with building funnels, do websites, because you can build a good funnel. You can add a more in-depth experience, and especially if your product or service requires a bit more information before the person makes a decision to share their contact details. On the other hand, if you're not good with funnels, it's not your thing, you don't have them yet, and you want to launch a campaign, use instant forms and make sure that you have a good quality on the ads themselves. So today I will go with instant forms because this is the easiest way to launch them. So instant forms. Then I will use After.io. Here you have two options, okay? Maximize number of leads and maximize number of conversion leads. The difference here is with one and the other. For example, with maximizing number of leads, you are optimized for people who will give their contact information. With maximize number of conversion leads, you will optimize for people who give their contact information and are more susceptible to convert into the end goal. So naturally, this will be a little bit more expensive, but usually we go with this maximize number of leads. So you want to change this setting here. Instant forms, maximize number of leads, conversion leads, and usually for some reason I add here the age first, so you can see here dynamic creative. Don't worry about this right now. Catalog only for e-com. Now daily budget, you see now I have the option to do the budget here, and you can choose daily or lifetime. I always go with daily. Okay, so $20 a day, it's what I would recommend, no less than that. And starting date, if you have a starting date, start at midnight. Usually it helps. It's not like a huge deal, but it helps. Now here location, I will change this to United States, Most of our clients are from there. And here, one thing that I want you to notice is you have advantage audience, and there's here this small drop down before advantage audience with more. And a lot of people skip this part. This is how Meta makes more money. You want to make sure that, let's say, for example, that your audience starts at 25 years old, between 25 and 40. You want to change this to 25, okay? Otherwise, what happens is here, even though you can suggest a different age range, if you had this set to 18, even if you set this suggestion to 25, 65, it will still optimize for 25 to 65, but it will also target people who are below that age. So you want to make sure that you tick this box. Okay. So if you're selling for anyone from 18 and above, no problem whatsoever. So usually what we do here on the naming convention, we do, so in this case, 25, 65 plus, instant forms, and maximize conversion leads. And now you have the targeting. So you can, by the way, you can target both nationally. Let's say that instead of United States, I want to do Florida. You can target a state. Okay. You can do, instead of a state, you can also do something like dropping a pin. Let's say Lakeland. And now that I dropped the pin, I can do a mile radius. Okay, so between 1 all the way up to 50. Okay, so it's up to you. Let's say that we are doing Lakeland. This is especially useful if you do in person, right? In-person services or any type of products in a mile radius, and you need to deliver them. But so usually, for us, we just do nationwide, United States, and that's it for us. So you can do whatever you want here, but you have a couple of options. Now, important to notice here is you are reaching people living or recently in this location. So this means that you might get some tourists, or also some people that just staying in the city on that region, even if they're not from there. Okay, so keep in mind of that. Back in the day, we had some options to do that, to exclude them, but not today. Today, we have option to exclude other stuff, which is custom audiences. Today, I won't worry about that. If you want me to talk about custom audiences, let me know in the comment section. But let's move forward. Now, advantage plus audience. What is it? Think like, instead of being a GPS, where you go to a specific direction, this is more like a suggestion. You're saying I would like people between 25 and 65, let's say all genders, demographics, let's say people that like luxury vehicles. Let's say they also like, for example, software, and a bunch of other stuff. Of course, you can target interests, you can target behaviors, and you can even go here to the suggestions and see what else he will recommend based on the first few selections, or you can browse through demographics, interests, and behaviors. Okay, it's interesting that especially in the US, you can target by income household. So I can target top 10%, but it's only available in the US as far as I know, because most of other countries, especially EU countries, in the EU, you won't be able to do this. Now, last but not least, so here I would say something like luxury or interest stack, luxury. So this is a recommendation. Now, let's say that for some reason, you don't want to recommend because it's too broad for you. I would always start with the recommendation first and only then fine-tuning it. But if you want to go be very specific and narrow target a more narrow audience, you can switch to original audience options. Use original audience, even though it says that the potential outcome is 33% lower with Advantage Plus, cost per result. Now, what happened right now, you see that this changed a little bit, the interface, because now the options are not a suggestion, but are laser targeted. So I'm telling you, I want only people between 25 and 65. They must absolutely include people who match household income top 10% of zip codes, luxury vehicles, and software. And if I tick this off, see how the estimated audience size changed. I went from, we had 229,000, a million, to 96 to 113 million. So I can't give you, like, if you're asking, hey, but how small or how big should the audience be? Honestly, if it's anything B2C, it doesn't matter that much. The broader, the better. If it's very, 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 very specific, then by all means, narrow it down. Okay, you can even narrow it down by stacking, like, I want to include this, plus they also need to be, for example, Facebook or Instagram business profile admins. So now I narrowed down to 3 to 3.5 million, right? So this is one way to target audiences. So now I'm being hyper specific, and it's still a good audience, okay? Now, just to recap, this is being very precise. So this is with traditional targeting options, or the moment you click this advantage campaign detail targeting, it will go beyond that. So this is exactly the same thing right now as if I were to use advantage plus audience. I know it's a little bit confusing because Meta is always doing these things, but now you know, okay? So I know we'll just update this to 25. Here we go, all languages. This is my recommendation. Now you see, sometimes it doesn't update that well. It's always a little bit glitchy, Meta. And here we are. Now, placements, last but not least, is where you get to choose placements. If you're doing your first lead gen campaign, go with all placements, okay? Now, I can tell you that based on what we are seeing, the data is that audience networks are not that useful. Facebook feed, okay. Instagram profile, okay. Marketplace, if you're in real estate, it makes sense. If no, it doesn't. The best results that we see, usually it's reels and stories. That's it, okay? Now, you can run them on all, so it won't make it dent, especially in the first few campaigns. But usually reels and stories is where we see the best results. Now let's move to the ad level. So we have the campaign objective. We have the targeting, the audience set. Now it's time to go into the ad section. And here, as for the ads, usually we do, let's say this is direct response, YouTube funnel, direct response, YouTube funnel, CSU1. And now let's say it's an image, and then I would add here at the beginning of the copy. So you select a Facebook page, Instagram account, and now you can, I like to untick this. I don't like to see my ads next to other people's ads. It's like almost like I'm competing. You don't want to compete, you want to dominate. Then you can choose between creating an ad or using an existing post if you, not with this objective, by the way, but usually with other types of objectives, you can do this. But now when creating an ad, and what this means, existing post, is, for example, you can utilize a post that you post, for example, Facebook on Instagram, and kind of use it, the same post, in an ad. Now, for this type of objective campaign, you can't do that, so you need to create an ad. You can do single image or video or carousel with different cards. For us, we get the cheaper cost per lead with single images, but more quality with video. So when do we use video? For anything, any product or any type of service that can't be explained in like at a glance. Like example, save on your car insurance. You can say that with an ad, right? But if you want to explain, for example, a coaching program, or if you want to explain agency services, unless you want to say something like, hey, get unlimited ads for flat monthly fee. This doesn't make sense at all, but you get what I'm saying. Yes, you can use an ad, a video, an image, but in this day and age, especially if you're going for stories and reels, video is the way to go. Yet, if it's a very, very simple product or impulse type of purchase, by all means go with single image. It still gets you the cheaper cost per leads. So you remove it. Let me see if I can add here an image. Let's see what we have here. Okay, this is one of, I'm actually running this ad. This is a story ad that we are running. We can also crop them and adjust them, right? So these are some of the clients, some of the clients from our program. Here, Jesse made 2K. Here, Michael, first client, 1.5K. And you can adjust them, of course, to your liking. Next, you optimize what type of AI enhancements you allow Meta to do to your creative. So he can add music, can like automate display the most relevant comments instead of in a timeline fashion, image templates, visual touch-ups, expand image. So this is to expand it if necessary to adapt to different screens. Visual touch-ups is like adjusting the brightness or the colors. 3D animation, never seen that into action, to be honest. Text improvements is when they take like text from your copy and can place it on top or at the bottom of your ad. An image filter, again, to help with how it looks. So you see here is a little bit brighter than on the touch-ups. So here you see touch-ups include a ratio and contrast and all that stuff. Cool. You can keep everything on. It's not a problem. There's usually the only one that we take off is the text, because usually we don't like that, but again, won't make that much of a difference. Now, you have 3 sections where you can add text. Primary text, which is the main body. Headline, which is what you see here underneath, and description. Now, bear with me. If most of your conversions come from stories and reels, chances are people won't read that much of your primary text unless you have on the video saying like read caption. And headline won't even show in story and reels, nor will the description. Now, this will show specifically in the feed section. So if you optimize for feed, and usually the feed is most conversions that we see on the Facebook feed it's coming from an older audience or more mature audience. But nevertheless, here's what you do. You start by call out the ICP. ICP stands for Ideal Customer Profile. So agency owners, real estate agents, homeowners, car owners, you get a point, right? Then you can say main offer. So I'll give an example with, for example, a real estate ad. So home owners learn how to up the value, or how to value your home up to 20% before selling it. PS, click the button below to get our lead magnet, whatever it is. Connect at 9% off. Okay, so you get like, don't use this copy, of course. I'm just making it up. Now, if you want me to, again, if you want me to be very specific on how we structure copies and how we do all of that, definitely let me know and I can do something like that. But this is just for you to see like how it will look like. The most important thing is like, especially on the feed, you want to see like, you see how the first line and third line, the third line gets cropped at the end and the first line is the thing that gets most people's attention. So that's why some people here add some emojis, like something like, let's see, here, and you see like this will get people's, oops, not here, here, and this will get people's attention because it will just highlight this section. Okay, now headline here, 90% off. Get it today. So here you will see, like on the display section on the ad preview, see how it looks like. And then description. We don't only use description for e-commerce. Other than that, we don't use it, but you get the point, right? So here you select the call to action. In this case, learn more, because that's what I said in the ad. And then here you have forms, and you can create forms. Let me create a new one for you. For those who don't know how to do landing pages, this is how you set up a very quick way to collect people's contact information. All right. So you have three types of options when it comes to the form type: more volume, high intent, and rich creative. We tested them all. The best results, we always see those results with more volume. High intent just adds a layer here where people need to slide to submit. Rich creative, it's a little bit different. We tested it, like we have mixed opinions, but it gives you the chance to add like different sections, almost like building a small landing page natively. But I feel this is still the best one. Okay. Now, YouTube video form. Okay, next. Now you can upload an image. If you don't upload an image, it will automatically utilize the one that you have as the ad creative. Headline: learn how to value your home. Then you can say here, fill out your info on the next page and download and get our guide for 90% off. Okay, here you go. Right, next we have a couple of the image you chose will show behind the form. So this is just letting you know that, okay, since I have not chosen an image, as I said, it will show me the ad image as the background. Now, description, fill in your info below, and then you can ask for name and email, or even can add phone number. You can add also other types of information. You can even do logic, but I won't dive into that today. So just name, email, and phone number. Next, go for privacy. Here's where you add your privacy link. Since I don't have one here, or I actually have one, https alphatrend.io/privacy policy. And next, thanks, you're all set. You can visit our website. Here, website, you can say it like to download it for download the guide for 90% off. And here you can say get download for 90% off. Here you add the link, and there you go. This is how you set up very quickly instant form and how you collect information. Now I can create a form. What is it telling me? You need to choose the image you chose will show behind your form. Okay, so for some reason he doesn't want me to move without choosing an image for some reason. Interesting. It's the first time happening. Well, nothing better than do this live. So if for some reason this is happening to you, you can always add an image. Let me see if I have something here. Okay, let's use it here. You can use the same one here, but and you see how it looks. Now, to be honest, like, you can even turn this off, greeting, but it's the first time that I see this happening, and I know that we just created last time some like an instant form that did this. So here on the settings, you have language, the sharing options, field names, and tracking parameters, but you don't need to worry about it. Now that I have everything here, I will just deselect here, and if you uncheck this, there's no greeting, and they will see right away the information. Okay, I hope this covers everything, and because now all you need, now that I created the instant form, all I need is to click publish. I want to check my data set, traditionally called pixel, to track everything. And this is how you launch a direct response ad campaign on Meta. Okay, so wild ride. This took some time, but I covered from end to end how you can properly launch a direct response lead gen campaign. Quick tip: if you're optimizing for appointments, you can add the calendar as the contact page, or whatever you have your calendar link as the last step. And that's pretty much it. So if you want to learn more about how you're implementing this and all the other funnels, like the social funnel, the community funnel, this direct response funnel, the YouTube funnel for our clients, both the ones that join our Alpha Acquisition program or our inner circle, links in the description are for you. And I'll see you on the next one. Keep being awesome. Take care. Bye-bye.